Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at a built model. This is a built model review and the model in question is AMT's 1929 4-day Roadster Mod Rod. So the particular kit in question is, which you can't see because it's too close, the Mod Rod. Model A 29 Ford Roadster AMT 1/25th scale. I've done an unboxing of this and I've already built the stock version. The kit includes two complete cars, two complete kits with a lot of scope for mixing and matching parts. Great fun deciding what to do. I've already built the stock version, the Model A 29 Ford Roadster. I did a review of that earlier on the channel. You can find that here. Today we're looking at the second half of the kit, which I finished a few days ago, and that is the rod. So I've just got to start by saying a couple of things. First of all, this kit is such a lot of fun. The build options that it gives you in the box art are for sort of 1960s style rods. I think one of them is kind of a recreation of the old a la carte rod, which was an AMT kit, I think, years ago. So a lot of the parts to make that, I believe, are in this kit. But that's not the focus of the kit. The focus is the mod rod. So this is kind of the mod rod, but as you can see, I didn't build it like on the box. I've done mine in a more modern flavour, if a hot rod can be modern. But as you can see there, they're suggesting building it in a kind of a, I suppose, 1960s era style. I chose to bring mine a bit more up to date as a sort of a retro rod. It's got a lot of really cool old retro speed parts on it, but I've tried to go for a sort of a more modern take on the colour scheme and decoration, which is to say really simple, plain and simple. So I think it's such a nice kit. The detail is good enough for me. Again, I'm not going to win any shows with this build, but there's enough detail. There are really nice speed parts included, sort of vintage parts. So that was the first thing I wanted to say, how much I like the kit. The second thing I want to say is I've got a newfound respect for you folks who build model hot rods. This is the first proper hot rod build I've ever done, despite building model cars for years. And you have to think, you've really got to put your thinking cap on. I was quite surprised. I'm making decisions all the time. I thought choosing the colour would be the hard thing. No, it's quite simple. The hard thing is deciding where am I going to locate headlights? Am I going to put them on top of the front suspension, as the kit suggests? Do I want to attach them to the radiator shell, as I've done here, or do I want to do something else? Do I want to just get rid of the headlights altogether? Some really good wheel and tyre options in the kit. I chose what I think are these very cool retro-looking skinny pie crust slicks on the back and treaded rubber on the front. Again, it looks like it could be a cross-ply tyre on there, kind of old school. Those wheel rims are provided in chrome in the kit. I blacked them out and just highlighted the wheel bolts and rim edges with some silver with a chrome pen. Again, kind of a low-key vibe with it. Looking at the back end, again, more decision making. Where you're going to mount the tank. Those tail lights, they are the parking lamps, which could have been fitted to the 29 Ford stock Roadster. Here they are repurposed as tail lights. Again, looking at what can be done, what options you have. I've routed the kit provided exhaust pipes through in that direction to come out just above the rear axle. That seems good to me, but you could do other things. You know, I'm sure it would be possible to get them to flare up the sides, or even just forget the exhaust, just have open headers. You could do that too if you wanted to. Pretty much everything you're seeing here comes with the kit. I've not really added anything to this apart from a couple of tiny bits of detail, but really this is all in the box, including the decals for the doors. You get a lot more decals than that in the box as well, by the way. You could really do this so many different ways. One thing I did change, so on the rear end here we've got this sort of airbag suspension setup, which I thought, okay, that's the sort of thing a modern hot rod might have on it, actually, with some fancy computer gizmo to control the ride height and so on. So I left those there. They are just stock, they're part of the kit. Those are part of the hot rod parts in the kit. I didn't like the way they looked at the front, so I removed those, and instead on the front end here I used the kit axle, but I made a simple leaf. You can't really see it very well, but just a few strips of thin styrene sheet glued together to make a simple transverse leaf spring, which you'd find on plenty of hot rods. So high tech at the back, not so high tech at the front. Looking in the engine bay, no hood on this one obviously. That is, I believe, a Dodge Red Ram V8. I think that's a Hemi V8. I'm not an expert on that series of engines. If you know any more, please comment below and tell us. And there's an optional carb setup which you can use with open carb throats if you want to. I'd never fitted a supercharger onto a model car kit before, so I thought, right, this is it, this is the time. So that is the kit supercharger. I've painted that in a kind of, hopefully a magnesium sort of finish. That's the idea. And it's got the old bug catcher on top there as well. Sort of a couple of, I believe they're supposed to be fuel injection units beneath the bug catcher on top of the supercharger, on top of the blower. I don't know what sort of fuel injection that would be. Would it be throttle body injection, like you get on an 82 Corvette? I'm not really sure. And then you're pretty simple in the engine bay. That coolant hose I made myself. That's a bit of leftover vinyl tubing from a truck kit, just because in the box I couldn't see a coolant hose that would enable me to connect the radiator to the engine block without interfering with the blower belt assembly. So I just bunged that bit of tubing in there. I put a very fine wire cable on there as the throttle cable, opening and closing the bug catcher. And on this side I put a very fine black fuel line to run to that injection system. They're so thin and fine you can hardly see them, but hey, I know they're there. The interior, I mean, as simple gets really. That's just the kit interior there, just painted the gauges in black. I matte coated the pedals to make them look as if they're probably aluminium parts. Gear shift lever sticking up there. That steering wheel is obviously not a 1929 one, but it comes with the kit. And you've got what's obviously some sort of hot rod interior there. It's a bit fancy compared to the original 29 Ford interior, but again, I've kept it low key, semi-gloss black. Black vinyl is the intended look there. Yeah, really had fun doing this one. Again, using those decals to create the idea of a rod that's run by a speed shop, custom shop, really as a moving advert for their business. I think with those slicks on the back end, we're probably not looking at, this probably isn't a road day for this car, it's probably a strip day. There it is. I really had fun with this one. I'm definitely going to do another hot rod at some point soon. Such good fun. And this is my first attempt, just letting my imagination run and thinking how I could make it look. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to be looking for more inspiration, looking at more videos and images before having a go at my next rod project. That's it. Thanks very much for watching.